Hello everyone, this is Showtime 112. In the early 1970s, the leading air forces were operating, or at least introducing, third-generation fighter jets. However, smaller ones still fielded plenty of first-generation subsonic fighters, such as F-86 Sabre or Hawker Hunter. These two types formed the backbone of Pakistani and Indian Air Force, respectively, when the 1971 war broke out. Many of them flew counter-air missions against enemy airfields and also patrolled over their own. This led to their frequent encounters, and one such combat on 4th December over Murid airbase was described in an earlier video. One Pakistani pilot who didn't participate in the pre-emptive airstrikes against Indian air bases on 3rd of December was Flight Lieutenant Salim Baig Mirza. He had ferried a Sabre from his home base at Peshawar to Karachi and was returning by land when the war broke out. He reached his squadron at Peshawar on early morning December the 4th and witnessed a raid by two Indian hunters. He was then instructed to man an additional air defense alert Sabre pair. His squadron mate, Flight Lieutenant Khalid Razzak, took the lead position, while Baig Mirza took up Sabre number 2 and waited at the beginning of runway 17. The two pilots were excited and expected to take off soon, but it took 2.5 hours until the pair was finally launched. It was 10:30 a.m. and the ground controller directed the two Sabres to Cherat Hills, about 30 miles southeast, at 5,000 feet of altitude. But merely a couple of minutes after takeoff, the Pakistani pair was directed to return over the airbase as the raiders were approaching for attack. Confirmation of an attack by two hunters who were heading in an easterly direction followed. Ground control then informed the Sabre pilots that the two hunters were pulling up for another attack. The two Sabres headed straight for the airbase as a preparatory measure. As they were almost over the base, Baig Mirza spotted the hunter turning left across the runway. Khalid Razzak also spotted the hunter and dived to position himself behind the Indian fighter. But the second hunter saw Razzak and moved after him to protect his leader. Baig Mirza saw the second hunter and went after it, informing his leader about the development. The second hunter was still about a mile away. Baig Mirza dove and throttled back, getting behind the second hunter whose pilot apparently didn't see him. Four fighters were soon flying very low above Peshawar airfield, maneuvering and trying to position themselves for a gunshot, with people on the ground watching. The lead Sabre was firing on the lead hunter, while the second hunter was firing at the lead Sabre at the same time. Baig Mirza joined in with the 6 machine guns, attempting to hit the second hunter, or at least chase it away from his leader's tail. Baig Mirza observed his machine guns achieving hits, but there seemed to be no effect. Hunter was a tough aircraft. The Sabre kept approaching and scoring more hits, but the Hunter was also approaching the Pakistani leader. Baig Mirza eventually decided it was about time to call his leader to break. At the same time, his bullets finally started to show effect, and the hunter began to smoke. The airplane crashed and no ejection was observed. The first hunter took advantage of Razzak's break and escaped. The two Sabres then attempted to follow, but they couldn't find the surviving hunter. The pilot, squadron leader Baig, didn't have enough fuel to fly back to Pathankot. Both hunters were operating at extreme range with no fuel allowance for air combat. Squadron leader Baig was diverted to land at Jammu airfield, which was still under construction. He landed his damaged hunter, but the runway was too short, and he hit a truck carrying construction material. According to Indian sources, the hunter was eventually recovered. The hunter pilot shot down by Baig Mirza was flying officer Muralidharan of No. 20 Squadron. The incident is strangely non-controversial for an Indo-Pakistani conflict. Both sides agree that Muralidharan was shot down by a Pakistani Sabre. There is no, he was fighting alone against 17 enemy aircraft, he shot down 2 of them and damaged another 3, but he was then overwhelmed and killed, sort of a thing. The detailed account of combat by the Pakistani pilot Salim Baig Mirza is actually published on the well-known Indian aviation website, Razzak. But there must be at least some controversy. Flying officer Muralidharan is on the list of 54 Indian military personnel missing in action, and many people in India believe that people on the list might have been captured by Pakistan, and are possibly even still alive today. Salim Baig Mirza was credited with another aerial victory 10 days later when he shot down a NAT fighter during an escort mission. Thank you for your time and keep watching Showtime 112.